Leading off the top of the first inning for Wallace Hanceville, number 10, center fielder, Kason Heaps.
The original field of 8 is now down to 7 as the first pitch in the last game of the day is sent into left field. Kason Heaps hops on it, and the Lion aboard to begin the first for Wallace Hanceville. In the game that wrapped up prior to this one, it was Nunez losing 15-3 to Northwest Shoals, and Nunez has ended their play here and has become the first to exit. Loser of this one will become the second to leave. Possibility of 2. There's 1, not quite 2. So Logan Green quickly down the line to avoid the double play.
Now you got his first baseman, number 20, Nash Rippin.
1 out, a base runner still at first. As the sun begins to head west on a Friday afternoon and turn it into a Friday night. Last game of the day. Lions hopping on first pitches from Parson pitcher Cody King. I want to think that is the third first pitch swing by a Lion. He singled, Green ground into the 6-4, and Rippin fouled off the pitch. 0-2 on Rippin. Lion lineup. Kason Heaps, the one-hitter. Logan Green hits second. Nash Rippin is the 3 guy. Colton Payton batting 4th. Jacob Fernandez in the 5 spot. Jamie Howes batting 6th. Tucker Burns 7th. Juan Pablo Morales 8th. And in that 9 spot is Connor Cosby. A little bit outside with the pitch. Cody King getting the start on the bump for Snead State. Behind the plate, Ty Sanderson. Alex Johnson at first. Braden Moore at second. Shortstop is Brooks Parkerson. Kurt Kaiser at third. Outfield has Fisher Moss in left. Center fielder Trey Higgins and Luke McNeil in right. Walk given to Rippin. Couple of base runners on.
Rippin draws the walk. Now you've got his third baseman, number 24, Colton Payton.
Couple of runners aboard for Colton Payton. Jacob Fernandez to the on-deck circle. Wallace Hanceville losing in 8, 9-1 to Delgado. And Snead State losing in 9, 11-9 to Coastal South. And that's got us here to an elimination game. Lions or Parsons go. On the outside part of the plate to Payton. And all of your final games today on JockJive underway. The 3 in softball at Alabaster, and now your baseball here. That is shot into center field. And it'll load things up. Green to third, Rippin to second, Payton's at first.
Second baseman, number 7, Jacob Fernandez.
Jacob Fernandez followed by Jamie Howes. Lions will load it up and do it early with just a single out here in the top of the first. D1 softball final game of the day in Alabaster. Snead State, Wallace Hanceville, Southern Union, and Shelton State. And in D2, as this one is hit to first, and throw goes back to first, into the dirt, goes into right field. And the game plan was to keep the run from scoring. Well, it kept Green from scoring, but did not keep Ripon.
Ripon scores. Now you've got number 21, Jamie Howes.
So Fernandez will wrap into the 3-2 that gets Green. Ripon will come in. Peyton will go to third. And you have got Fernandez at first for Jamie Howes. Meanwhile, D2 softball. It is South Florida and MMI wrapping up play today. They're in Alabaster. Those games got underway about an hour ago. So I would say a little better than halfway through most of those. I want to think the Southern Union Shelton State game was a late starter. Jamie Howes, couple of base runners on. They're on the corners. Lions taking the early lead in this one. Briefly got away from Sanderson, allowing Fernandez to take second. Tucker Burns on deck, outside with the pitch. Down to first goes Howes. That is the second Cody King walk of the inning. Loans it up again. And brings Tucker Burns to the plate. Juan Pablo Morales on deck. Swing and a miss by Burns. Oh, 1 pitch. A little bit low, a little bit outside. Good looking day here in Oxford. A little different than, about, 36 hours ago. Yesterday morning was pretty miserable. Into the dirt with a pitch. Here comes Peyton from third. He'll score. Lions taking a 2-zip lead.
Peyton scores for third.
Fernandez to third and Howes to second. Tucker Burns with a couple of base runners in scoring position in an early 2-zip Lions lead. Swing and a miss, and out will go Burns. And that will do it for the inning. But 2 runs plate. Lions take the early lead as we head to the bottom of the first.
Remember, folks, if you'd like to listen to the game, view the game live, go to JockJive.com. To see the game afterwards, you can subscribe to JockJive.com. On the mound for Wallace is number 33, Landon Carroll. Leading off the bottom of the first inning for Snead, number 5, left fielder Fisher Moss.
Bottom of the first, top of the order, Fisher Moss starting in. Braden Moore is the two-hitter for the Parsons. Alex Johnson in the 3 spot. Trey Higgins batting 4th. Ty Sanderson 5th. Jack Hayes is in the 6 spot. Kurt Kaiser hitting 7th. 8-hitter Brooks Parkerson and Luke McNeil in the 9 hole. Landon Carroll getting the start on the hill for the Lions. Juan Pablo Morales is behind the plate. Nash ripping it first as out goes Moss. Second baseman Jacob Fernandez. At short, Tucker Burns. The third baseman is Colton Payton. Logan Green in left. Kason Heaps in center. Connor Cosby in right field. Braden Moore with 1 away. Alex Johnson to the on-deck circle. High into the air towards center field, Kason Heaps. One of those shots where you got time to go to the concession stand, grab a Coke, come out to the spot in center field where the ball drops and makes the catch. 2 gone. Alex Johnson coming to the plate next. Trey Higgins, who had a couple of home runs earlier today, on deck. Alex Johnson, who had more than a few home runs over the course of the season and was number 1 in the conference in RBIs at the plate. Pops it up, and it will get out of play. Hit pretty well towards center field on the run. One hopped against the fence. Trying to get over there and catch up with it was Kason Heaps, but Alex Johnson's got himself a double. And pulls into second with home run hitting Trey Higgins coming to the plate. Ty Sanderson to the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch to Higgins. Out in front of the plate, but staying put at second is Johnson. Counting it in 1 on Higgins. Ty Sanderson on deck. One pitch. And the little flinching in the elbow suggested Higgins thought about it. Lays off the pitch. Thought it dropped in a little bit low. But the official says it's into the zone and the count 1-2. One-two pitch to Higgins. Into the dirt. Count goes even, 2 apiece. Couple of balls, couple of strikes. And a shot towards third, but foul. And Higgins will make his way back to the plate. Losing, you don't get to play anymore in this tournament. Don't get to play anymore this year. And as a matter of fact, you won't ever be this exact team again. Win and you play on. Loser of Game 7, which is the Delgado, I make that the Southern Union Shelton State game, is who the winner of this one will take on. As out will go Higgins, leaving Johnson aboard. 4 up, 3 down, 1 stranded as we head to the top of the second.
The University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Leading off the top of the second, catcher number 15, Juan Pablo Morales.
First pitch, backhanded at second by Moore, over to first with a throw, and Juan Pablo Morales out number 1.
Now your batter's right fielder, number 25, Connor Cosby.
Connor Cosby to the plate. Nine-hitter Cosby playing the 9 spot defensively as well, the right fielder. And again, a lot of Lion hitters going after first Parson pitches. Fouled away by Cosby. Case and Heaps on deck. Moving into Saturday, you got your 4 teams that don't have a blemish on their record. Southern Union, Shelton State, Delgado, and Coastal Alabama South. And of those 4, 3 got today off. South got yesterday off. One ball, couple of strikes. Count even at 2 on Cosby. Three ball, 2 strike offering. Got him. Cosby strikes out. K number 2 for King.
Cosby goes down on strikes. Now we're back to
2
the
gone.
top
We're
of
back to the top of the order.
Cason
Cason Heaps coming to the
Heaps.
plate. Cody King, 41 innings pitched this year, 5-2, 8 starts, 3 times out of the pen. He had 1 complete game, gave up 50 hits, 28 runs, 19 earned, 16 walks, and 46 strikeouts. Allowed a single home run and comes in with a 4.10 ERA. Heaps had a single in the first. Coming to the plate in the second with 2 gone. Logan Green is on deck. "75 degrees, it warmed to 79 today. Going to be a little bit on the cool side tonight. Temperatures dropping into the lower 50s. Got winds out of the northwest in 11, gusting to 23. And according to the forecast, no rain until Monday. And of course, Monday's the new championship and if game day after the rain-altered schedule was put out last night. Two pitch, too low, too far inside. And the count runs full. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Heap strikes out. 2 out of 3 go down. Compliments of the Cody King K. We head to the bottom of the second. Mid part of the order on its way to the plate.
The Alabama Baseball Coaches Association All-Star event has been a staple in amateur baseball in Alabama since 2000. Each June, 120 high school underclassmen join at Troy University to participate in this highly coveted event. Besides being evaluated on the field in a pro-style workout and in live games by 30 to 40 college coaches, the players and their parents attend informational sessions on the recruiting process and academic requirements. We look forward to seeing you this summer at our annual All-Star.
Bottom of the second, first pitch to Ty Sanderson outside of the strike zone. Jack Hayes and Kirk Kaiser due up in the inning, too. That's way inside. Sanderson had to do the back bend in reverse to get out of the way of that one. 2-0 offering. That'll miss two. But instead of inside, outside to the left-hander. And the count runs to 3-0. And that one finds the zone. Jack Hayes, Kurt Kaiser due up in the inning too. Hayes was not the starting DH in the first game, as this one is ground to Fernandez. From second goes to first.
For the first down. Now you batters number 23 from Piedmont.
And there's one away.
Designated hitter Jack Hayes.
Hayden Stansel was the starting DH in the opening game today for Snead State. Hayes came into the game in the fifth, but got productivity in every one of his plate appearances and earns the starting job as the DH in this one. Sends it towards right field. Cosby on the warning track. Makes the catch for out number 2.
And brings up third baseman number 13, Kurt Kaiser.
2 gone for Kurt Kaiser. Brooks Parkerson to the on-deck circle. One-0 pitch, Kaiser on the outside part of the plate. Green, Rippon, and Payton when you get to the third for the Lions. That one shot over towards left field, drops in, 2 out. Kurt Kaiser base hit.
Kaiser on the hit. Now you batters number 1, shortstop Brooks Parkerson.
You can see that shadow beginning to creep across the diamond. It has almost reached the plate, which means shortly you'll have hitter in the shadows and pitcher in the sunshine. Hit towards center field. Almost a diving shoestring catch by Heaps. But Parkerson's on and Kaiser goes to third.
Parkerson on the hit. Brings up right fielder number 10.
Got there, just couldn't hang on. And you got a couple of base runners on for Luke McNeil. McNeil earlier today, 1 for 4. Had a double that drove in a run in the 9th inning of the game against Coastal South. That's a rocket of a pitch that rocks away from Morales and will get Kaiser in. Parkerson goes to second. Cuts the lead in half and puts the tying run in scoring position. Lights beginning to come on here, though we are still about, maybe 2 hours, a tad less, away from sunset. Taken off for third, in safely. Throw came in high, and obviously Parkerson sliding in low. And gets the stolen base. His 13th of the year. Fisher Moss moving to the on-deck circle. Hey, let me say hello to some folks watching the game I would assume down in South Alabama. Coaches Krista, and Coach Kenny. The Dew Point's watching down in the Monroeville area. She said she's been kind of hopscotching around all the different games, watching softball and baseball. Good to have you watching. That a shot right up the middle, tie ball game. Hops past Carroll. McNeil drives in Parkerson.
Drives in Parkerson and brings us back to the top of the lineup with number 5, Fisher Moss.
2-2 game. We're back dead even as Fisher Moss comes to the plate. Moss struck out in the first. Braden Moore moving to the on-deck circle. Morales coming out to have a conversation with his pitcher. All of the damage for the Parsons coming with 2 gone. They got Kaiser, Parkerson in, and got Menil on. All with 2 outs. Got the 2 quick outs, Sanderson and Hayes. Okay, thank you very much, Krista, for watching. I'm wondering if maybe you could have like multiple devices, one on each game. We've got, 4 games going on at this moment. 3 softball, 1 baseball. Socked over towards left, but it will tail off into foul territory. You could have an iPhone on one game, an iPad on another, PC on another, big screen on another. Wallace, Hanceville, Snead State. In this one, Snead State and Wallace, Hanceville in softball and Alabaster as we speak. Southern Union and Shelton State, South Florida and MMI playing softball in Alabaster 2 at this moment. A little bit outside with a pitch to Moss. That is a base wrap underneath the mid of a diving Nash, ripping it first. McNeil to second, and Moss is on with a single.
Now your batter's number 4, second baseman, Braden Moore.
Couple of base runners on as Braden Moore makes his way to the plate. Coach Randy Putman making his way to the hill. Landon Carroll, who gave up only a 2-out double in the first and left Johnson on. Gotten a little more roughed up here in the second. 4 base hits, all singles, 2 runs in. And again, all of it happening with 2 gone. Sanderson crowding into the 4-3. Hayes with a fly out, and looked like it was going to be a pretty quick bottom part of the second. But Kaiser, Parkerson, McNeil, and Moss all getting on with back-to-back base hits. Braden Moss flew out to center. And that happened back in the first inning. Alex Johnson on deck. A little low with the pitch from Landon Carroll, who worked 32 innings in the regular season. The freshman Went 1-0 with 1 complete game, 4 starts and 9 relief appearances. 34 hits given up, 28 runs, 18 earned, 24 walks, 35 strikeouts. 1 home run allowed, a 5.06 ERA. Foul back to the screen. Logan Green, Nash Rippon, Colton Payton when we get the third underway. Parsons in no hurry to get there, though. They've kind of enjoyed this hanging around the bottom part of the second. One pitch. Too low, 2-1. Two-one offering Carroll to Moore. That's sent towards the gap. Drops in left center field. Here comes McNeil. Moss puts on the brakes at third. Sliding into second is Braden Moore. And the Parsons take their first lead. Fifth hit in a row off Carroll. And an intentional walk to Alex Johnson.
Johnson's intentionally walked.
12 home runs, 70 RBIs, 391 batting average. Okay, but then you hand it over to Trey Higgins. 2 home runs today, 361 average. He's got 12 home runs after the 2-round trippers earlier today. And there he goes, making you pay for the intentional walk. Moss in, Moore in. 2-3 goes Johnson. Trey Higgins with a double, then plates 2 more.
Now your batter's number 3, catcher Ty Sanderson.
Trey Higgins driving in 2. We're back to the guy who started the inning off, Trey Sanderson. I make that Ty Sanderson. Sanderson ground into the 4-3. Well, if you're Sanderson, you sure don't want to be responsible for 2/3 of the outs in any given inning. You ground into the 4-3 to begin the inning. High pitch, 2-0. There's another one missing. And Landon Carroll is a pitch outside of the strike zone away from putting Sanderson on, and I got a feeling seeing another walk. A walk of Putman from dugout back to mound, and this time with a new pitcher in tow. 3-0 pitch. It's too far inside. There's a walk.
Sanderson draws a walk. And this brings up designated hitter number 23, Jack Hayes.
And yep, here comes that walk. Putman out the bump. Going to get Landon Carroll. The new pitcher coming in. 8 straight after the second out. Get on. And Carroll will leave with Jack Hayes coming to the plate.
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Batters Hayes.
Comalina, the new pitcher, 16 regular season appearances, 6 starts, went 4-3 with a couple of complete games, 50 and a third innings of work. Gave up 48 hits, 32 runs, 26 earned, 21 walks, 44 strikeouts, 4 home runs allowed, and a .465 ERA. That is nicely done by shortstop Tucker Burns. Backhand and a strong throw gets Jack Hayes on the 6-3, leaves 3 stranded, but 5 come in, and the Parsons take a 3-run lead to the 3rd.
Leading off the top of the 3rd, for Wallace Hanceville, number 19, left fielder Logan Green.
Top of the 3rd, Logan Green starts it. Nash Rippon and Colton Payton due up in the inning, too. Green ground into a 6-4. It took teammate Kason Heaps off the base path after Heaps had singled to lead off the 1st. And then the favor was returned when Jacob Fernandez came to the plate and wrapped into the 3-2 that got Green. Sent foul and out of play by Green. 11 go to the plate for the Parsons in the bottom of the 2nd. 5 come in. And you got a reversal of people atop the leaderboard. Took a pretty nice hop into the mitt of Braden Moore. Looked like it was going to get underneath the mitt of Moore, but then that lip of the grass just kind of perfectly placed it into Moore's mitt. Able to fire over to first and get green on the 4-3. One away for Nash Rippon. Colton Payton on deck. Shot towards left. Moss got a good jump on it and able to make the catch. Ripping out number 2.
Third baseman, number 24, Colton Payton.
Two gone for Colton Payton, who has the other Lion base hit. Heaps had one the first, and Payton had the other. 1 for 1 in the game. More plate appearances than any other Lion. Colton Payton, 176 during the year. The freshman hit .301 with 6 home runs and 36 RBIs. $12 doubles, 1 triple. And his 53 base hits, tied for the team lead. Count goes even at 2. The other guy with 53 is Tucker Burns. Chop towards Parkerson at short. Fields goes to first. And the Lions go 1-2-3. 2.5 done. We head to the bottom of the third. Bottom third of the order and 2 up for the Parsons.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
And don't forget to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. None of those are demands, mandates, requirements, just request. Wow, what another nice play. Didn't quite get it there in time. But the arm strength of Tucker Burns at short for the Lions. I mean, he's making things close at first that should be nowhere close to close. Kaiser on with a single. And Brooks Parkerson coming to the plate. Parkerson with a single and a run scored. Also stole a base. That happened in the second part of that 5-run inning. Another game finishes in Alabaster, South Florida State, knocking off Marion Military in a battle of the unbeatens in D2. So that means South Florida heads into Saturday's play, sitting in the driver's seat in D2, and somebody else has got to try to knock them off twice. And your 2 D1 games there in Alabaster continuing. Snead State, Wallace, Hanceville, Southern Union, and Shelton State. And it looked like Parkerson was suggesting that he got hit by the pitch. And he's showing blue and going, hey, look at this finger. I mean, not that finger. Look at the finger that got damaged. I am looking to see if it appears that could be true. No, hard to tell. Spread the hands out for the bunt. And it really kind of looked like, wow, happened again. That's twice. And you got a 2-strike count, and Brooks Parkerson's going, Coach, do I have to bunt? Now with the 2-strike count, probably not. Well, let's see what I can tell anything on the replay as to. Well, the official is going to get some additional input. See, from that angle, it really doesn't look like it got the hand. Hard to tell. And slowing it down frame by frame, but still didn't look like it got the hand. Looked like it was more so in between the hands on the barrel of the bat. The officials confirm. And the decision made that, didn't catch fingers. And Parkerson will step back in. Boy, and a surprise, Southern Union, a 6 seed in Division I softball, has beaten Shelton State. So they are continuing to move on. They are in the losers bracket after losing yesterday, but they've won both games today. And knock off Shelton State, send Shelton State home. There's a base hit into right field for Parkerson.
Parkerson on the hit.
Couple of base runners on for Luke McNeil.
Now you batter's right fielder, number 10, Luke McNeil.
Luke McNeil with a single that drove in a run and scored 1-2 in the second. That is bunted foul by McNeil. Bunt laid down, played perfectly. What a job by first baseman Noah Rippon. He fielded on the fly and threw on the fly. Gets the lead runner. 3-5 will go the put out. Gets Kaiser with Parkerson and McNeil on. That bunt was played about as well as you could possibly play it. Top of the order, Fisher Moss to the plate. He'll drive that into right field. Coming on home is Parkerson. Runners on the corners in a 6-2 game.
Second baseman Braden Moore.
So Moss with a single and brings in another. McNeil goes to third. Braden Moore coming to the plate. Steele just one away. Moore has doubled and popped out to center. 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI. Alex Johnson to the on-deck circle. Fernandez, Howells, and Burns in the fourth for the Lions. One ball, one strike, one away. Lions scored the first 2 runs in the game. The Parsons have scored the next 6. And take a 4-run lead. Into the bottom part of inning number 3. Almost got a little discombobulated with my scorebook because of that one inning that carried into the next. She had a total of 11 at-bats in the second. Boy, that is just a swat into center field. Moore pretending as if a bunt's coming and then just basically kind of kept the hands in the bunt position and shoved it over into center field. And it'll drive in McNeil. Moss goes to second. Alex Johnson is doubled and walked. The walk was intentional. They loaded things up in the second. They didn't want to face Johnson. Took their chances with Trey Higgins, and he walked to the plate and slapped a 2-run RBI double. Back to the screen, 0-2 on Johnson. Oh-2 pitch, Johnson a double in the first. The walk came in the second, back to the plate in the third. One of, at the moment, 3 Parsons who have been to the plate in every inning. Trey Higgins would love to be the 4th Parson to get a bat in every inning. It's a high chopper, backing up the field. And knocking into the double play is Johnson. Tucker Burns playing that high hop perfectly. 6-4-3 goes the DP.
1 left on base.
1 runner is stranded and 2 runners are in. A 5-run Parsons lead headed to the 4th. Just about all Wayne Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Jacob Fernandez.
Top of the 4th, Jacob Fernandez starts, and Jamie Howes and Tucker Burns also due up the inning. Parsons add 2 more in the bottom of the 3rd, lead it by 5, going to the 4th. A little bit outside with the pitch. Fernandez wrapped into a 3-2 in the 1st inning. 0 for 1 in the game. That got the force out of Logan Green. Green was trying to become the first run in the game. But the Fernandez ground out on the infield kept that from happening. But Rippon and Payton would come in the 1st inning. And in the moment, though, that is it for the Lions. Plenty of baseball still to go, though. Plenty of the game to go. Still got 6 innings. And the complexion of a game can change on a dime. Three-2 payoff pitch from King. Check swing, and that bit Fernandez as well, who gives a thumbs up to say he's okay. He's smarting for a bit, not long. Fouled away in the direction of first. Over towards the dugout. Higgins, Sanderson, and Hayes to the plate when you get to the bottom of the 4th. And the way Higgins has been playing, if you are the Lions, you like that you got him as a solo act and won't have anybody in front of him on. Hernandez, the walk. That is walk number 3 for King. Jamie Howes coming to the plate. right past the mid of Braden Moore into center field. A couple of base runners are on. And there's nobody out. That is hit number 3 in the game for the Lions. And it brings Tucker Burns to the plate. Burns struck out in the first. Juan Pablo Morales to the on-deck circle. That is bunted foul by Burns, 0-1. Roll towards third. It is scooped there by Kaiser. Goes to first. Out of the Alex Johnson bin. Bases are full of Lions. Fernandez at third. Howes at second.
Catcher number 15, Juan Pablo Morales.
And Burns compliments of the error at first. Juan Pablo Morales coming to the plate. These teams met the 1st of March, 7th and 10th. And they split at each location. In Boaz, Parsons won the first game 7-3 as this one is lifted to right field. It's out of the park. Juan Pablo Morales in the grand salami.
Let's go.
One swing of the bat. And right back into the ball game come the Lions.
Now you got number 25, right fielder Connor Cosby.
Connor Cosby in a 1-run game. And still nobody out. And if you're the Lions, you're like, well, heck, let's start it all over again. Pretend we're just coming to the plate. Cosby struck out in the second. Cason Heaps is on deck. Bottom of the fourth, Higgins, Sanderson, and Hayes for Snead State. But we're still 3 outs away from a trip to the bottom part of the fourth. 0-2 on Cosby. And I was mentioning when they faced one another in the regular season, in Boaz, Snead State a 7-3 winner in the opening game. Lions win the nightcap 9-6. Ground first, picked up by Johnson, goes to the bag, and there's out number 1.
Brings us back to the top of the lineup, number 10, center fielder Cason Heaps.
Then the series on the 10th of March moved to Hanceville, and again, it was a first game win for the Parsons, 8-5. As this is rolled to Moore, and it'll hop into the dirt and then hop out of the mid of Johnson. Another one of those that you kind of expect your first baseman to hang on to, but Heaps will be credited with a base hit.
Now you got his left fielder, Logan.
And beyond in first, representing the tying run. Logan Green hit into a 6-4 and a 4-3. Runner takes off as it is blooped foul towards left. The nightcap in Hanceville saw the Lions win it 10-9. So in D1 baseball, you're looking at the Parsons winning the 7-inning game and the Lions winning the 9-inning game. D2 plays a pair of 7s. D1 in the ACCC in their conference doubleheaders, a 7 and a 9. And the Parsons won the 7-inning games, and the Lions the longer of the 2 games. Runner goes, Heaps is safely at second as the pitch is a little bit inside on Logan Green. Well, it is interesting too if you look at the game in Wallace Hanceville that Wallace won 10-9. They scored 5 runs in the 9th. Let's see what happened in that March 7th game. Nope. Lions were able to build their 9 runs prior to the 9th, or 8. Count even at 2. Nash Rippon is on deck. In towards the gap, drops in, tying run on its way to the house. Green's on his way to second. Ball bobbles around a bit. Green spots it. Says, heck, I can get 3. Slides into third. Go ahead run 90 feet away.
Now your batter's number 20, first baseman, Nash Rippon.
And Logan Green. Hoping Rippon's the guy that puts the Lions back out in front. Cody King's gotten roughed up a bit here in the 4th, giving up a total of 4 base hits and almost one of every variety. The thing that's missing is the double. There's been a homer, there's been a single, there's been a triple. And of course, Morales driving in 4 on the grand slam. King staying in a 7-apiece game. First 2 runs of the game belong to the Lions, and then there were 7 straight from the Parsons. And now 5 in a row from the Lions. And we are tied at 7. Nash Rippon trying to give the lead back to the Lions. Rippon with a walk in the 1st and a fly out to left in the 3rd. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Low and away with the pitch to Rippon. Well, if there were any thoughts from Parson fans about the potential of a mercy rule after Parsons had a 5-run lead going into the 4th. Not going to say there won't be a mercy rule game, but sure appears far less likely. Hit by the pitch is Rippon.
Rippon is hit by the pitch.
And that might be, well, it's not really a break for the Parsons. But instead of a wild pitch, it's a hit batsman, which means Green, at least for the moment, stays put at third. Colton Payton coming to the plate. Obviously, there was activity up and throwing in the Snead State pen. Second inning was the inning that Snead State battered around. And it looks like the fourth may be the inning the Lions do it. Payton pops it up in the direction of right field. That is not particularly deep, but taking off is Green, and he'll get in safely. Payton with a sac fly that drives in the go-ahead run.
Now you got number 7, Jacob Fernandez.
Turns it into an 8-7 game as we are back to the guy who started it off, Jacob Fernandez. Grounds it towards first, but foul. Ten hitters to the plate in the fourth for the Lions. High and away with the offering. One pitch. And it goes 1-2. Started with Fernandez, the walk, House with a single. Burns reached in the error. Then Morales, the grand slam. And a shot towards right field. It will one hop against the wall. Rippon rounding third. He'll come in. Fernandez. A double that drives in another.
Fernandez, and he brings in Rippon. Now your batter, number 21, Jamie Howell.
Jamie Howell's coming to the plate. And the Parsons keep hoping that Cody King can get that last out. And this is confidence too in your firepower, your offense. Here comes Coach Casey Underwood, and there will go Cody King. A big inning will continue, but it will continue with a new Parson pitcher on the hill. The new pitcher in the King numbers when we come back to Chakalaka.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now hitters number 21, designated hitter, Jamie Howes.
First pitch wrapped down to first. Jamie Howes thought it was foul. It was not. Alex Johnson grabs it, goes to the bag and gets the out. And the runner will be stranded. But big inning. 7 come in. Lions take a 2-run lead to the bottom of the 4th.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu. Bottom of the 4th, Trey Higgins starting it off. Swats it over towards first in his pommel, trying to recover. Got it nonetheless. Put out will go 3-1. And a good job of hanging with it with Rippon. Dropped it after fielding. Able to get it over to his pitcher covering. And Cole Molina on the receiving end to get the out. A little high and inside, 2-0. Ty Sanderson ground into a 4-3 and walked. Low inside pitch, 3-1. Sanderson ground into a 4-3 in the second. And also walked in the second. Has had 2 plate appearances in the game, and they both came in the second inning. Back to the screen.
Jack Hayes on deck, one away. Here in the bottom of the fourth after a big 7-run top part of the inning. There's a walk handed to Sanderson.
Sanderson on the walk. Now your batter's number 23, designated hitter Jack Hayes.
Jack Hayes coming to the plate. One ball, no strikes. Hayes 0 for 2 in the game. Popped out to right field and ground out to short. Kurt Kaiser on deck. A runner aboard, one away. Bottom part of the fourth. Not quite the midpoint of this one. Hayes with a fly out to right field is the second out in the second inning. In the second inning, he was the last out too. He's got one off the wall in left center field. Sanderson pulling into third. Hayes with a double. Standing at second.
Now your batter's number 13, Kurt Kaiser.
Couple of base runners on for Kurt Kaiser, and just like that, Parsons positioned themselves to get right back into the game. Not that they were out of it, but quickly trying to tie it back up.
13, Kurt Kaiser, excuse me.
Wallace Hanceville has beaten Snead State in softball. 5-3 the final score. Last game of the day wraps up there in Alabaster. No 1 pitch to Kaiser, who is 2 for 2 in the game. Drives it to second, fielded by Fernandez, goes to first, concedes the run, and it's a 1-run game.
Sanderson scores. Now your batter's number 1, Brooks Parkerson.
To third goes Hayes. Brooks Parkerson, 2 for 2 in the game, trying to bring in that run that ties the game up. Parkerson a single in the second, a single in the third. A little bit inside with a pitch, and the count goes to 2-1. Popped up, shallow right, back onto the grass goes second baseman Jacob Fernandez, and Parkerson will fly out, leaving the tying run stranded at third.
Scores 1 run on
battle. Wayne Jones County diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it.
Leading off the top of the fifth for the Lions, number 2, Tucker Burns.
Top of the fifth, bottom third of the order to start it off for the Lions. Tucker Burns, Juan Pablo Morales. Connor Cosby due up in the inning, deposited into right field. Burns on with the 8th Lion hit of the game.
Burns on the hit, brings up catcher number 15, Juan Pablo Morales.
Grand slam hitting Juan Pablo Morales to the plate. Hit that home run in the 4th. This one is popped up center field, and coming out from short to make the catch is Parkerson. Well, Burns will go back to first. Connor Cosby next, 0 for 2. Has struck out and ground out to first. Top of the order moves to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the order begins the 5th inning for Snead State. One away, one aboard. We're in the 5th. Midway through the inning, we'll be halfway through the game. And if we stay on the current track, you're looking at about a 3-hour 15-minute game. Cosby struck out in the 2nd, ground out to first in the 4th. Two and one the count. Cosby with a swing and miss. 287 hitter on the year, 10 home runs, 25 RBIs. More home runs than any other Lion. His RBIs put him in about 4th on the team. Peyton 36, Fernandez 33, Morales 29, and then you got the Cosby 25. Popped up to the right side. McNeil drifting over to make the catch, and Burns will stay at first.
Now we're back to the top of the order for the Lions. Number 10, Kaysen Heaps.
2 gone for Kaysen Heaps. Heaps a couple of singles and a strikeout. 2 for 3 in the game. Heaps a single in the first, a single in the fourth. In between was the strikeout in the second. That is sent quite a ways, but quite a ways foul for Heaps. There's a base hit into left field. 2-out single, and you got Burns on his way to second. Ninth Lion hit of the game.
Now brings up number 19.
Couple of base runners on for Logan Green. Green ground into a 6-4, a 4-3, and triple. This triple part of that 5-hit, 7-run fourth inning. Inside with a pitch to Green. He was the second out in the first inning, the first out in the third inning. His triple came with one away in the fourth. Off the end of the stick foul. Logan Green, .319 hitter on the year. Not a ton of plate appearances, 69. When you consider the likes of Peyton Fernandez and Burns and Morales, all had 155 plus. So about half that many for Green. Swats it one inside. It is retrieved and then sent into right field by Sanderson. That will bring in Burns. And the Parsons will commit mistake number 3.
Now your batter's first baseman.
Drop strike 3 and an E2. Burns will come in to score. And it is back to a 2-run Lions lead. That is driven towards the wall and is driven out of the park. Nash Rippon rips one to right field. Three runs played as Rippon splashes his 9th home run of the year over the wall and right. And pushes the Lions out in front by 5. Nothing in 1 on Colton Payton.
Batter's Colton Payton.
Lions have produced a 4-run homer, a 3-run homer. And that one is driven pretty deep too. But able to catch up with it on the warning track is Luke McNeil. 4 more runs in, the lead back to 5. I say back to, that's their biggest. Biggest prior to, now 5, which matches the biggest lead of the game for Snead State as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the order, bottom of the fifth, lifted to center field. Kaysen Heaps there, and McNeil will fly out.
Back to the top of the lineup.
One out from the top of the order, Fisher Moss.
Number 5, Fisher Moss.
Moss 2 for 3 in the game with an RBI and a run scored. Moss struck out in the first. Singles in the second and third. Moss, the first out of the first inning with a strikeout, was a single and a run in the second, and a single and an RBI in the third. Then a shot towards second. Fernandez there. Over to first with a throw, and 2 gone in the fifth.
Brings up second baseman number 4, Brandon Moore.
Two outs for Braden Moore. Moore has doubled, singled, and popped out to center field. Got a couple of RBIs. And is batting with Alex Johnson on deck. And 2 gone in the fifth inning. But as you look at the numbers where the season series is concerned, and really even this game is indicative of the fact that you really just don't know. It wasn't that long ago Snead State had a 5-run lead. It was at the end of 3 they led it by 5. And now here we are 2 innings later, and it's the Lions who lead by 5. Two balls, no strikes. Into the strike zone on the inside part of the plate to Braden Moore. It certainly has been a game of momentum swings. Very early, brief one for the Lions. Then you go to the second inning and into the third, where it leaned over towards the Parsons. Had that 5-run second, added 2 more in the third, and then you go to the fourth and fifth, and over the course of those 2 innings, Lions have produced a total of 11 runs. High and away with the pitch to Moore, and the count full at 3-2. Well, the shadows continuing to cast across the diamond, and obviously we are still a good hour away from the natural light being overtaken by the artificial light. Lights on here at Signature Field. And that sun, not just a problem for us wanting to create havoc with the cameras, but I see fielders trying to shield those eyes from that brutal west setting sun. We're going to the bottom, make that to the top of the 6th, and to the mid part of the order for the Lions in a 13-8 game.
Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Craps got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the sixth, Jacob Fernandez starts it. Jamie Howes and Tucker Burns due up in the inning, too. Fernandez walked a double. Ground into a 3-2 putout. Back to the plate for the fourth time in the game. There is a base hit into right field. Leadoff single from Jacob Fernandez.
On the hit.
Both teams in double digits in base hits between the two, 23 hits.
Jamie Howes.
Jamie Howes to the plate. Walked in the first, singled in the fourth, and also ground out to first in the fourth. That ground out to first in the fourth, he thought was fouled away. Drove it down the line, thought it was fouled, didn't go more than 8 or 10 feet from the plate. But Johnson grabbed it, stepped on the bag, and got the out. Outside with the offering to Howes. JoJo Garrison came into the ball game in the fourth. Worked the fifth. Now on the bump in the sixth, and hands out a walk to Howes.
Howes is walked.
Couple of base runners on. JoJo Garrison, 38 in the third innings of work. Is his time limited this afternoon? There's your answer. JoJo Garrison will leave in the top of the sixth.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Batters number 2, Tucker Burns.
Go, Connor.
Bunt and foul by Tucker Burns. Couple of base runners on. Fernandez reaching on the single. Howells on the walk. JoJo Garrison handing it over to Connor Van Summeren. Garrison worked an inning and 2/3. As the bunt is laid down. Pretty good spot and got the out. Kaiser able to pick it up and get Burns on the 5-3 sacrifice, but it does as designed. Fernandez and Howells both in a scoring position. And there's one away for one Pablo Morales. That is driven into left field. Base hit. Fernandez will score.
Morales on the hit and the RBI.
Connor Cosby coming to the plate.
Everybody's right fielder, number 25, Connor Cosby.
And the lead goes to 6. Connor Cosby with a strikeout, a ground out to first, and a flyout. He is 0 for 3 in the game. A little bit outside with a pitch to Cosby. Top of the order, Kason Heaps to the on-deck circle. Johnson, Higgins, and Sanderson. When you get to the bottom of the 6th for the Parsons, but the Lions don't appear to be in any mood to move the game on to the 6th quickly, the bottom half. Low and away with a pitch to Cosby. He was out number 2 in the 2nd. Out number 1 in the 4th, and out number 2 in the 5th. 2-0 pitch, too low, too far outside, hops away from Sanderson. Morales will scoot down to 2nd. Couple of base runners in scoring position. Cosby, a .287 hitter on the year. Ten home runs, 25 RBIs, 31 walks, 46 strikeouts. Cosby fan more than any other Lion. And our apologies for the kind of dark look from center field. Of course, the game being played in the shadows, and then you got this combination camera as you got a walk given to Cosby. Trying to compensate for all the light it's getting. It's getting that direct western setting sun light, and it's trying to compensate for all the light it's getting and shooting into a shadowy spot. So it creates a little darker look, and until that sun gets right out of the camera's eye, we're kind of stuck with it. Back to the top of the order, Kason Heaps. Of course, there is a way to fix it. It would require me running out to center field. You know, I'm the one-man band. and just clicking a little button. Then, of course, the problem would be it would be in disarray again once the sun quit spitting all that light in its face. And a send in the direction of center field, and over to make the catch is Trey Higgins, tagging from third. Howells. And another run in for the Lions. So Heaps with a sacrifice. And with that, we can close the books on Joe Harrison. He will allow a total of 6 runs in his 1 inning and 2/3. 10 at-bats, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 3 hits, and as I mentioned, the 6 runs. Fouled back to the screen. Off to second will go Cosby. And you got a couple of base runners in scoring position for Logan Green, who has ground out to short, ground out to second, tripled, and drop strike 3 got him on. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for Green's at-bat. 2 more runs in, 2 more runners stranded. It is a 15-8 Lions lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Hitting off the bottom of the 6th for the Parsons, number 15, Alex Johnson.
Then don't forget, follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And of course, we keep you updated on everything we're doing, where we're going, what happened once we got there. And that will drop as a one-hopper against the wall. Alex Johnson pulling into second with a leadoff double in the 6th. As the Parsons position themselves to get right back into the game. Trey Higgins to the plate. Higgins is struck out, doubled, and ground out to first. Ty Sanderson on deck. 3-0. Cole Molina missing again, the freshman out of Hanceville. Three balls and a strike. Higgins the last out of the first. Double came with nobody gone in the second. There's a walk. Higgins off to first. Couple of base runners on for Ty Sanderson. Sanderson ground into a 4-3, walked and walked. The 4-3 in the walk, at least one of the two came in the second, the other came in the fourth. And he also scored in the fourth. Low and inside with the pitch, count goes even at 1. Jack Hayes on deck. A little bit inside with the offering. And Juan Pablo Morales is going to pay Cole Molina a visit along with Coach Randy Putman. And you got the Lions enjoying a 7-run lead here in the bottom part of the sixth, but Lions and Parsons both know big leads today have not stayed in check. Parsons had a 5-run lead earlier. It evaporated. Lions have been able to build a 7-run advantage, so Coach Putman trying to encourage Molina to keep that foot on the accelerator. Nash Rippon, Colton Payton, Jacob Fernandez when you get to the 7th. But the Parsons would like more time in the bottom of the 6th with 2 on and nobody gone. Into the strike zone with a pitch to Sanderson. Two offering. It is too far inside. Count goes 3-2. Ty Sanderson, a .389 hitter, 3 home runs, 39 RBIs. These Parsons score a lot of runs. Hit over towards first, fielded by Rippon. Throws it away into left field. Johnson's in. Higgins headed towards third. And the Lions will commit their first defensive miscue of the game.
Now your batter's number 23, Jack Hayes. Come on, Jack.
Couple of runners on. They're on the corners in a 15-9 game. And Jack Hayes coming to the plate. Outside with the pitch to Hayes. Hayes with the fly out to right. Ground out to short. And doubled, 1 for 3 in the game. Kurt Kaiser is on deck. Rolls away from Morales, but staying put at third and first. Higgins and Sanderson, respectively. 7:07 on a Friday evening here in Oxford, Alabama, which means we are about 2:10 into the game. It started just a few minutes early, a few minutes shy of 5 o'clock. There's I'm not sure if I should swing from Jack Hayes. The DH getting his 4th plate appearance, 1 for 3 in the game. And by the way, you're probably going, hey, dude, what happened to the pitcher to hitter? Look, it's coming. Told you all the technicalities. And I see those shadows getting even closer to the outfield. When they are up on the fence in the outfield, should get a better look. Right now, just too dark. Hayes with a fly out to right in the second and ground out to short in the second. A double in the 4th and back to the plate with 2 on, including 1 at third in the 6th. It's popped up shallow right field and dropped. Run will come in. The out is registered not on the fly out, but on the put out at second. But Higgins will come in to score, and Hayes will pick up the RBI regardless.
Back about is Kaiser. Kurt Kaiser.
One out. And there's another error. Burns, who has been so steady and so solid at short, committing the mistake. And you've had errors in back-to-back at-bats, and that has allowed a couple of base runners to get on. Hayes advancing to second. Kaiser at first. The hit is bunted back to Molina. Over to third with the throw and able to get it there to get the lead runner. And goes 1-5 and get Hayes.
Batting batters number 10, Luke McNeil.
Luke McNeil to the plate. Singled in a run in the second. Hit into a 3-5, but eventually came in and scored in the third and popped out to center field in the 5th. Big cut. 1 and 3 runs on that cut. Even at 1 on McNeil. Top of the order, Fisher Moss on deck. Low inside pitch. Two on toss. And the count evens up. Got your deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 2 on, 2 in. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Molino's 2-2. It is too far inside. Popped up, right side. Ripping in foul territory, makes the catch. McNeil flies out. 2 runs played. The lead was 7. It's 5 as we go to the 7th.
The Alabama Baseball Coaches Association All-Star event has been a staple in amateur baseball in Alabama since 2000. Each June, 120 high school underclassmen join at Troy University to participate in this highly coveted event. Besides being evaluated on the field in a pro-style workout and in live games by 30 to 40 college coaches, the players and their parents attend informational sessions on the recruiting process and academic requirements. We look forward to seeing you this summer at our annual All-Star.
First pitch, top of the 7th. Nash ripping. One hops into the warning track. Rippin will pull into second with a leadoff double.
Number 24, Colton Payton.
Base runner in scoring position for Colton Payton. Payton has singled, ground out, popped out, sent a sacrifice to right field. Jacob Fernandez to the on-deck circle. That is driven down the line, right field. That will drop in. It's got Rippin on his way home, on his way to second. Payton. Back-to-back doubles. Lions extend the lead to 6.
Number 7, Jacob Fernandez.
And Jacob Fernandez to the plate. Fernandez ground into a 3-2, walk, doubled, and singled. Innings 1, 4, twice in the 4th, and 6. Jamie Howes to the on-deck circle. Connor Van Summeren, who came into the ball game in the 6th, now trying to get his team out of the 7th with minimal damage. Want to get it out of the inning, or at least 1 and 2. With no damage done, but already a run is plated on back-to-back doubles. And for Rippin and Payton, double number 13. As you got a 4-3 put out of Fernandez for Payton. And for Rippin, it was double number 6. Payton to third with one away. And Wallace Hanceville trying to rebuild that lead. Back to the screen, Jamie Howes. 2 walks, a single, and a ground out to first for Howes. Tucker Burns on deck, inside pitch. Top of the order to the plate when you get to the bottom of the 7th for Snead State. And if you're the Parsons, well, you don't like the big lead, period. But that lead, if it goes to 8, then you got to do something about it in the 7th. Not as if you didn't already. Kind of need to do something about it in the 7th. Well, that wind kicking up the American flag in right field is standing off the mast. Over and goes to third, looking back to the runner is Kaiser, goes to first with the throw. Howes out on the 5-3.
Now you got a shortstop, number 2, Tucker Burns.
2 gone for Tucker Burns. Burns is struck out, reached on an error, singled and sacrificed. Well, how about Caitlin Clark last night? First home exhibition game. Scored 12. Not a big night. I think had 8 rebounds. Number of assists. Well, you see that camera already beginning to lighten up. I can go back to center field now. As soon as the shadows kind of creep over the top of the fence and that direct light that was just making the camera think, well, I gotta shut down something. I gotta close that iris and keep some of the light out to give the picture a decent look. Well, that big light in its face now gone, and we can get you back to taking a look from center field. Two count on Tucker Burns. Low and away with the pitch. Count runs full, 3-2. 2 gone, 1 on, 1 in. Payoff pitch. Low and away. Walk given to Burns.
Burns throws a walk. Number 15, Juan Pablo Morales.
Base runner aboard for Juan Pablo Morales. A homer, a single, 4 RBIs, and a ground out and a pop out. 2 for 4 on the day. Connor Cosby on deck. That is hit into right field. The lead is back to 7. Payton will come in to score and will go to the fence and told to go on to the house and score is Burns. It's an 8-run lead. 2 RBI, Juan Morales double. He's got 6 RBIs in the game.
Now your batter's right fielder, Connor Cosby.
And now if you're the Parsons, you have been put into a position where you have got to do something in the bottom of the 7th. It's not a want to, it's a got to. As there's a swing and a miss by Cosby. Cosby 0 for 3 in the game. Inside with the offering from Van Summerman. Well, if you're in a situation where you got to have something and you're the Parsons, you like where you're at in the order, the top of the order, Moss, Moore, and Johnson. Inside pitch, count evens at 2. Wind gust to 25 tonight here in Oxford. That's why that flag in right field's kicking up pretty good. And you got a left-handed hitter with the wind at his back in the direction of right field. This would be a good spot for a guy that smacked 10 home runs in the regular season. Well, and I see blankets being brought into the stand, so it apparently has gotten a little chilly out there with those 25-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And speaking of gusts of wind, there's a little wind on the Cosby swing and miss. 1 runner stranded, 3 runners in. Parsons got to have at least 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Hey, don't forget to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You got us over 4, and we appreciate that. So let's go for 41. And, you know, eventually 5, and then when you get to 5, it'll be 6, and we're never happy. But if you're watching on our website, the subscribe button's nearby. If you're watching on the ACCC.com website, then you're going to have to go to YouTube. But we'll thank you for doing so. Count even in 1 on Fisher Moss. Parsons have got to have a run in the bottom of the 7th, or we don't go to the 8th, and the season wraps up for the Parsons. So a lot at stake here in the bottom of the 7th. That is hit towards center field and able to get a good jump on it. Heaps looked like he might get burned to begin with. Well, able to catch up with it and get out number 1.
Go, Bevo!
Braden Moore next, 2 for 4 in the game. 1-0 pitch. And it is 1-1. Moore flew out the center in the first. Doubled in a run and scored a run in the second. Singled in a run in the third. That has popped up foul territory. And you had three guys, all who could have gotten except none of the three, being first baseman Rippon, right fielder Cosby, and second baseman Fernandez, knew exactly where it was. And it drops between the three. And I'm talking about within a few feet of the three. Two-strike count on Moore. Right down the middle. Out goes Braden Moore.
Now your batter's number 15, first baseman Wallace.
Well, didn't appear to like the pitch, but from this vantage point, didn't look like there was a whole lot wrong with it. Maybe a tad inside. Not much, though. Well, Casey Underwood's a little hot, and he does not get a little hot very often. But, man, he is not happy. And it may be the culmination of a day's worth of frustration, because that pitch was just not that far outside of the strike zone. And I know you're going, well, it shouldn't be outside at all. And I mean, you could argue that it's not. It's a pretty good-looking pitch.
We're staring him down, Napoleon.
Inside with the offering to Johnson, and apparently got him.
Johnson is hit by the pitch. Now you got a center fielder, number 7, Trey Higgins.
So a base runner aboard that could extend the ball game. Trey Higgins coming to the plate. And here's a guy who can definitely extend ball games. 2 home runs earlier today against Coastal Alabama South. On the outside part of the plate to Higgins. Higgins has struck out, doubled, ground out to first, and walked. Oh, 1 pitch, and it's 0-2. Johnson running. That's a little bit of a surprise, but takes off for second and gets there safely. Oh, 2 count on Trey Higgins. Parsons trying to avoid elimination outside with a pitch and buy some extra outs and some extra innings. Send the game to the 8th. One-two offering. Swing and a miss. Ball game has ended, and so has the season.
Wallace, Hanceville, 18. Snead, 10.
And this one is now final. Wallace Hanceville moves on. Snead State, great year, great coach. But they will wrap it up. Here's your numbers in this one. And actually, a couple of great coaches. I mean, you talk about some dynamite dudes. Putman and Underwood. And it's Putman that gets the best of this one and moves on. And it's Underwood who will call it a year and start looking towards 2025. 13 Parson hits, 10 runs, 3 errors committed, and a total of 8 left on. Those 10 runs came this way: 5 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 2 more in the sixth. Lions, who were down by 1 point at 5 in the game, come back and win it by the mercy rule. Total of 15 hits, 18 runs, 2 in the first, 7 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth, couple of runs in the sixth, 3 more in the seventh. They commit 2 errors and strand 6, and we'll move on. And our field of 8 down to 6. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10. Thanks so much for watching. For all the folks with the ACCC and JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.